And I swear to white baby Jesus, if the fucking third film looks like this, I'm waiting for the day where Steamboat Willie comes out of his fucking grave and bitch slaps the CEO right upside his fucking head like a Michael Jackson music video. And yes, just in case if anybody's asking, we're going on another day about talking about this because this is ridiculous. Disney just announced a few days ago that they're working on Ice Age 6. When Rio 2 is already 10 years old to this year, and a lot of us have been waiting around patiently with our dick in our hands for a third film. Now, I've retired from the fan base 7 years ago, and, I've started having dinner with a lot of Hasbro and Netflix voice actors. But that doesn't mean I still don't have, a genuine heart for one of the longest franchises that I've ever been a part of in the fan base. And when Disney announced the information about Ice Age 6 a few days ago, I was confused and utterly pissed off. Because it makes no fucking sense. Disney would be spending money and time and resources working on a movie that barely anybody gives a fuck about, instead of relaunching one that we've been waiting on for the past 10 years. And it makes no sense. Now, the voice talent of the movie, I don't know what their current situations are, but I do know for sure there's at least 3 to 4 active voice actors from the Rio franchise that are still doing their things nowadays. Matter of fact, this month, Jesse Eisenberg and Kieran Culkin, Macaulay Culkin's brother, they are going to be releasing a movie next week called A Real Pain. And it's going to be featuring Macaulay Culkin's brother and Jesse Eisenberg. 2 years ago, Anne Hathaway, she released a movie, I think it was like some type of cult classic called Armageddon Time. I don't know what's going on with the current situations with will.i.am or Tracy Morgan, but I do know for sure that Jamie Foxx, he's in a recovery mode right now because I believe a few years ago he went through some medical reasons. I think he came close to losing his voice and he had to step away for a while. But even then, you got to look at the other ones that are not listed, like Kristen Chenoweth and George Lopez. George Lopez, he was in the DC movie Blue Beetle a few years ago. And Kristen Chenoweth, she, I think, did a really fruity R-rated movie, I think, like a year ago, 2 years ago. It was called Bros or something. It was like, I don't know, it was some really raunchy ass R-rated movie. And I just had to talk about this because ever since Disney had bought out 20th Century Fox, they shut down Blue Sky Studios in 2019, and all they've ever been doing is making shitty fucking reboots. They've never been giving, the fans what they really want. And judging how this film is already 10 years old to this year, I wanted to talk about it because it's unfair. I mean, there's a lot of people that are still involved with this Blue Sky Studios production that are waiting patiently with their dick in their hand, waiting for a third one to come out like we've been waiting for the past 10 years. And Disney, fucking Bob Igor over here is just like, fuck them guys. We'll do something else instead. Bob Igor is a giant douchebag. But it makes no fucking sense. You have a film that has a sequel that came out 10 years ago, and the fan base is still waiting around with their dick in their hands to this day on a third film. And, these guys are just like, fuck it. You know what? We're just going to work on Ice Age 6 instead of giving the people what they really want, after the 10 years they've been fucking waiting for a goddamn sequel. It makes no sense. That's what, like I said, I may have been retired 7 years ago, and I may have given up on the fan base, and, that doesn't mean I still don't give a shit about one of the longest fan bases I've ever been in. Now, I do see something that's going on here where somebody probably faked an image saying that there's going to be a Rio 3 that's happening, which we've gotten no confirmation on news. And I swear to white baby Jesus, if the fucking third film looks like this, I'm waiting for the day where Steamboat Willie comes out of his fucking grave and bitch slaps the CEO right upside his fucking head like a Michael Jackson music video, doing fucking Thriller in the background with all these goddamn extras and shit. Because if this is the case, where this is the preview on the third one, looks like a failed fucking abortion, dude. This is awful. This looks like my dead grandmother coming out of the fucking grave 10 years ago.